Hello everyone, welcome back to Betty AZ YouTube channel. Thank you so much guys for watching my videos. I want to appreciate you all, and today I want to share with you a few things. Actually, this one is really funny. I was talking to a friend of mine. She traveled to UK not too long ago, and she was talking to me about how she's getting uncomfortable when people refer to her, they refer to her as darling, honey, sweetheart, and she was finding it really weird. And guys, I thought, you know what, let me share with you a few things that I find very weird, and some of them I find them as nice, and that is one of them. If you travel, and this usually happens a lot in UK. I know here in the US, when when somebody is referring to you here in the US, usually if you're female, they go like ma'am, hey ma'am. They call you ma'am. Some people, they call you mama, and I know sometimes you'll be like, why are you calling me mama? I think it's just a habit, or I don't know if it's a culture or a habit or something, but here in the US, mostly they refer to you as mama or mama. Actually, they say, hey mama, hey mama. It's kind of normal here to call somebody mama or madam. Not madam, sorry, or ma'am. It's like in Kenya, when people are referring to you, they go like, hey madam, where madam, But here they say ma'am, hey ma'am, excuse me ma'am, and if it's a male, they go like sir, hey dude, hey dude. So this friend of mine, she got shocked because she sees people referring to her as honey, and actually she almost started a fight when somebody was trying to call her boyfriend, hello sweetheart, sweetheart. You know how they talk with the British accent. Hello darling, hi sweetheart. So she called me and she was really uncomfortable. She said, is it okay for somebody to just refer to my boyfriend as sweetheart and honey and darling? And I say relax. I told her, I say relax. In UK, most of the time you find that it is kind of normal for people to call you honey, sweetheart, and darling, and I know that is not we not everybody, and especially in Africa, that uses those names to refer to everyone, and especially strangers. You find a stranger and you're like, hi honey, hi darling. Wow, utatolewa meno. Anyways, so that is one thing that I find weird. Another thing, let me tell you guys, this is so, like, I don't know what to call it, whether I call it weird or I call it nice or I call it honesty. You will tell me. So I took my car for oil change. Yeah. So when I went for oil change, this guy is like selling me, I'm not going to mention the company. I'm not going to say where I took the car, but this person is like, oh, okay, we have this oil. See, I think my car uses synthetic. I don't know, but it was synthetic oil. So he says, we have this brand and this brand, and then he goes like, oh, you can take this one, is cheaper and you can save up a couple of dollars. And I'm like, okay. And then the other time I went to, I was buying a car battery. So when I was buying a car battery, this guy says to me, oh, if you go to this place, it'll be cheaper. He said, you just go to Walmart and it's cheaper. And I was like, what? You just tell me that? And this has happened a couple of times. And the people who are watching and they're from the US, they can tell this happens a lot. You go to buy something and somebody, they're selling to you and they'll be like, oh, okay, you can go to this other place, it'll be cheaper. And I don't know whether this is weird, but, and especially in Africa, you're not gonna find somebody in a shop telling you to go to another shop, buy there because it's cheaper there. Maybe they just find that they have nothing to lose because it's not their business anyways. But yeah, here, oh my goodness, if something is costing $100 and it's costing cheaper in another store, they will tell you, yeah, not everybody, but some of them will be nice. So they'll be like, oh hey, if you try this other store, they will sell it there is cheaper there. So I just find that kind of weird, but I'm like, okay, I'll go with the flow. So don't be shocked, don't be surprised when you see things like that, come across people like that. Anyway, another thing is what's the other thing in mind? Oh, how they match prices. So the other time I was buying my tires, the car tires. So one they were all old, you know. I needed to change them. So I talked to this guy at a tire shop, at a car, you know, auto shop, and I said, I want to change my tires. And then he goes like, okay. Then he gave me the price. I said, okay, can you quote the price? Tell me how much the four will cost, the four tires. And he says, oh, they cost, I don't know, they'll cost $500 or something. He told me a price, I can't remember. Then I told him, I said, no, if I go to this other place, the four tires of the same brand will cost me, they're cheaper. He says, he said to me, he asked me, he said, do you know the price? Do you know how much it will be? I say, yeah, it will be cheaper, like $100 cheaper. I said, never mind, I'll go there. So, and actually he knew so well that the place I was referring to was quite a drive from where I was. But I said, you know what, I'm going to this other place. Oh, it's cheaper there. He said, no, let me look. He looked it up. He had to confirm. He confirmed it on I guess he Googled or he searched, the company and how much they're selling the tires. And guess what? He had to match the price for me. So in this country, and especially electronics and other things like car tires, as I'm talking about, they match prices for you. Yes. And also another thing, you know how like back home you find like you're pregnant and you're making a line, like in a bank you have to queue to go make a deposit or whatever transaction you're making. Here, even if you're pregnant, you still have to make that line. Yes, even if there are 20 people ahead of you. For me, guys, I found that so weird. You have to line up, like wait for everybody. You cannot, you actually cannot cut the line. But like back home, if you're pregnant, they consider you. They'll be like, oh, you're pregnant, come on, go ahead. Actually, I remember when I was pregnant with my son, if I went somewhere and I had to make a line, they would just tell me to go, like you're pregnant. They really respect you because you are pregnant. Here, no, if you're pregnant, pregnancy is not a disease. Here they don't let you go because you're pregnant and you should go fast. You're lining up like everybody else. Ooh, I find it like, oh my goodness. Another thing that reminds me, when I was having my little Kamam, you guys know my little baby girl. When I was having her, I went to, after delivery, I have delivered the baby and everything. Then I said to the nurse at night, I said, oh my God, I'm so hungry. Can I have something to eat? And then she said, oh, I'll look and see if we have some crackers. My goodness, that kind of shocked me. I was like, crackers? And because she couldn't find any crackers, I slept hungry. And then the next and this is the US, by the way, and yes, the services was so great, but when it comes to eating, I was so disappointed. So she said, oh, let me see if we have some crackers. She couldn't find crackers, so she came back. She was like, I'm so sorry. I told her, I said, you know what, I was fasting because I had C-section. I said I was fasting from 4 o'clock in the morning for me to have my C-section at because it was an appointment. So in the morning I went shopping, I cleaned my house, I went to have my baby at I checked in at around 10. I think I was having the baby at like 12. All this time I had to be fasting. I was not supposed to eat because it was a C-section. Anyway, after all this fasting, I had the baby delivered and everything, and then I go to the ward. Oh my goodness, there's nothing. They don't offer you anything. Yes, I know in Africa, after you deliver, oh goodness, they give you something hot, something to boost the milk, something to do this, something to do. No, something to help out, like get the milk. No, they just offer formula for the baby. They don't. For me, I didn't see anything like giving you some hot fluids for to boost the milk or something. No, they don't. Anyways, I did not get anything to eat all night. And remember, I had the baby at 12. The whole day I did not eat anything. My friends had brought something to eat, and unfortunately because I thought the hospital would provide, I sent them home. I was like, you guys can take them home because I know the hospital for sure. And I was like, oh, okay, you can. Anyway, to make the story short, the following morning I was supposed to have breakfast. So I woke up so hungry. I was dying to have something to eat. And then I'm asking this nurse, the CNA, I said, I need something to eat. And he said, oh, you haven't seen the menu? You need to call the kitchen and order your breakfast. Oh, Chineke. I had to call the kitchen. Like, you go in a ward and you have to make a telephone call to the kitchen and tell them that you want what you want. It's like a hotel service, like you have to call the kitchen and order. And guess what? Even the kitchen, it took so long for the breakfast to come. I was so disappointed. But thank God my friend brought uji for me and oatmeal and all those things. So that's one thing, by the way. If you have a baby in this country, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. Nobody's gonna give you hot fluids and uji and all those things that we are used to. No. Ujipange na marafiki zako wakuletea kitu ya kukula. Msiseme sikuwaambia. Okay, this is for that was for the women. Anyway, another thing is, I just like how they make appointment reminders. Like when you book an appointment with a doctor. Oh, by the way, talking about although that one I'm planning to do it another time when I'm when I have a video about hospitals here. If you book an appointment with your doctor, by the way, even if you're sick, you call your doctor's office and you want to see your doctor, if it's not an emergency, they'll give you an available date. Like, let's say you call your doctor's office, you're like, I don't feel good. Can I come to see the doctor? If it's not an emergency, they'll tell you, we don't have an appointment today or this week. We have an appointment next week. Yes, it happens here. You call and they'll give you an appointment, the next available appointment. They're not going to see you right there and then. Because you know what? If you were really sick and you have to see the doctor right away, you go to emergency room. Yes, you don't. Hey, guys, these things actually, they are very weird. Like, you call your doctor's place, you want to go see your doctor, but you don't get right there and then. Like, they can see you right on the same date. No. They will see you when they have the next available appointment. Okay, I hope it's making sense, really. Okay, another thing is, I'm gonna read because I have some few. I keep forgetting, actually. And by the way, sometimes I lack words. I don't know what to say, so I kind of stammer or kind of repeat my words. So bear with me because sometimes I really don't know what to say next, and that kind of oh, and also English is a problem, by the way. I was born and raised in Kenya, so, and I'm a Kikuyu, so you understand that part. English. By the way, I'm the kind that I went to this Kiandodo primary nursery. Kiandodo. Let me call it this way. Kihubwini nursery, Kihubwini primary, Kihubwini secondary, Kihubwini college, like there. You know what I mean? So tell me, how would my English be perfect? Oh, anyway, forget about that. It's that is my first language. You know it for sure. And by the way, let me tell you, if you come to the US or you go to another country abroad, like if you're watching this and you're not from the US, by the way, don't ever be embarrassed with the little English you know, the little English you can speak. Speak it with so much confidence, because you know what? Nobody cares about your English. As long as you can communicate, Because a lot of people, by the way, some of them, they will show you some attitude like, what are you talking about? But a lot of people, they will understand that English is not your first language. And if somebody shows you an attitude, just ask them, can you speak my English? Can you speak my whatever, my dialect? Can you speak this? No, you can't. So I'm speaking your language, so respect that. And actually, majority of the people, they understand. So when you go abroad, don't be ashamed of your little English. Speak it with so much confidence, because you know what, most people, they understand you are from Africa. You don't speak, your English is not your first language. So I don't understand. Some people, maybe they can be in Africa, and they think, oh, you have to have perfect English for you to communicate with a white person, or for you to communicate with an African American, or for you to, no, you don't have to have perfect English. Another thing is, my goodness, return policy in this country. Oh, wonderful. That is one thing I love about this country. You can return anything in the store. You go to the supermarket, you buy bread, you come home and figure, I don't want this bread, I'm taking it back. They will take it back. You can buy watermelon. And this is something I've done, by the way. One time I bought watermelon. I got home, I cut it, it was just watery, it wasn't even good. I took it back, half cut, like that. Yes, guys, guess what? They change it. I was like, I'm returning this melon, it's not good. I cut it and it's all rotten inside or whatever. I returned it, they gave me my money back, yes. Also, another thing is, even if you return clothes, anything you can return here, you can return anything. You have a right to return. But some places, I understand that you cannot return some things, because like the other day I bought a dress. It was an expensive dress, a wedding dress, and it had on the label non-return. I could not return it. It had, they had stated on the label you could not return that dress, because I know some people, and I don't like to do this, but some people I've heard, I don't know anybody that has ever done this, but I know some people, they buy a dress for an occasion, and like a $300 dress, and then after the occasion with the tag, they return it. I've heard, and actually not even Africans, I've heard even some Americans, they do that. You rock your $400 whatever dress, and after the occasion you return it. So here, the return policy, I love the way you can return a lot of things. Like now, as long as it's not past 30 days, you can still return it. Like now, you remember guys who watched the video I showed about me shopping at the furniture store? I bought a rug, a carpet. Here they call it rug. I bought a rug, just let me not call it rug. I bought a carpet, and this carpet, guys, I did not measure it. So when I got home, the carpet is a little smaller. It was just a small rug. So I have it here. I opened it and everything. I unwrapped it, and I don't like it. So guess what? Because I have the receipt, I'm gonna return it. I don't like it, period. Yes, I liked it at the shop, but now I don't like it anymore. I'm gonna return it, not because it's damaged or anything, just because it's more than what I needed. And they'll take it, they'll give me my money back, or actually I can exchange it, but usually they'll give you the money back. If you paid by card, they put the money back in your card. If you paid cash, they'll give you cash. So here you can return. Oh my God, I see some people returning cereal. I see some people returning fruits and vegetables, and I'm like, oh, dude, didn't you know that you yeah. So anyway, here, returning things, kawaida. You can return. If I buy a pair of shoes, after 20 days, I feel like these shoes, I don't like them anymore. Actually, some places you can wear them. If they're not comfortable and you've worn them, you return it. I don't like these shoes. They are very uncomfortable. Another thing is food. In a restaurant, yes, guys, you can, let's say you order Uber Eats, and the food gets home, you eat it and you don't like it. You can call the restaurant and complain and say you don't like the food. If you didn't like it, for sure, they will give you voucher. They will say you can get another meal for free, and you won't be charged for the first meal. Even if you're dining in a restaurant and you eat this food and you don't like it, after you eat it like halfway, you don't like it, you tell them, I don't like this meat. They will return it. They will take the first plate and they will give you another plate, and they will happily, they don't complain. Here you can tell them you don't like the food and they're not gonna charge you for the first place. You try that in where you come from or where I come from. They will not let you. Another thing is, I like the safety part of the US or UK, or I mean these countries. I don't know, most of the countries, let's say let me say first world countries, I can say that most of them actually, I like the safety, because one time, and this happened when I had my little girl, my baby, because I was a musheire, I was, after having my baby, guess what, guys, I forgot to close my garage door. And because I was indoors, I wasn't going outside, so I didn't know my garage door was open, and my son was not going to school, so he couldn't tell if the garage door was open. Guys, after 2 days, my friends came through the garage. I was like, who opened for you? They say the garage was wide open. This garage door for 2 days was wide open, and even the door itself, the garage door, the door for the coming in the house, it was not locked as well. Also, so many times you find people, a lot of people, they don't lock. I always make sure all the doors are locked, by the way. Some people, they don't lock their back doors, like their backyard doors at night. Some people, they don't, you can forget locking your door and nobody is gonna come in your house. But let me say one thing. This depends on the area. But most of the areas, you can forget to lock your door and nobody will get in your property. Oh, yes. Because like, what, guys, when Amazon and whatever deliveries, if you have a delivery and they deliver it at the door, your package or your parcel will stay there. All they do is to, let's say Amazon, if they come to deliver a package, they'll just put it on the door, by the door, and they'll leave. Or some of them, they don't even push the doorbell. They drop the package there, whoosh, and they leave. After the end of your day, when you finish working at night, you'll find your package waiting for you, and it has been there all day. Nobody will touch it. Yes, you try that in Kenya, by the way, or try that in Africa. It will go. First thing in the morning, it will disappear. But here, let me tell you one thing. It depends with the area too, because I used to live in an apartment, and one time I bought something from Amazon and it got stolen. Yes, so it's not everywhere, but most of the places are safe. Yeah, but for somebody to come and open your door and get in your house, they can steal something like it depends. Maybe these are high school kids or college kids or young kids or just being naughty. But you cannot find anybody coming to break your, like, to just get in and open your door and something like that. No, it happens, but not a lot. Yeah, it's not like 100% safe over here, but 90% of the time, I find it very safe. Like, nobody will just come in your... But we've heard of those cases, by the way. I even have seen on TV, somebody walked in somebody's apartment and they used their bathroom. Yes, they went to... Some stranger got into... This person had cameras. Some stranger got into somebody's house and they used the toilet and they left. I don't know. This is so weird. Yeah, this obviously tells you most people, they don't lock their doors. My God, this my kakofia. This one is I'm going to bed, and this is what I use for my... This is so cute, actually. I can even go with it out there. I'm liking it. So anyway, another thing is, this one I have to mention is churches, some churches here, they don't ask for offering. Me, I find it like, whoa. Yeah, like the church on Sunday, I went to what's the name of this church? Central Christian Church. I was waiting for them to ask me for the offering. Yes, they talked about the offering. They said you can give on the app, but I didn't know, like, don't bring the basket around. Yeah, some places they don't bring basket around, like you drop your offering. No, you either give on the app, or on your way out you can grab an envelope and put your mohodhi there. You put your sandaka there. Yes, some of these churches, I don't know, for some reason they don't ask. And by the way, also another thing that I find nice is Holy Communion. They have it all packaged nicely by the door. If you're coming in and you feel like you want to have Holy Communion, you just pick your little package. It's a tiny thing with the waffle on the bottom and some wine on top, and it's all nicely packaged, wrapped. So by the entrance, by the church entrance, you find all Holy Communion table ready. You just grab your little package, you sit down. By the end of the service, somebody will guide you, will take you through the Holy Communion. That is if you feel like you want to have Holy Communion. I know most of the churches, they bring the trays, and yeah. Anyway, that's another thing. Oh my goodness, I have so many points, guys, so bear with me. Watch this video to the end. You might learn a thing or two. Okay, if you leave your wallet, your handbag, your purse, here they call purse, by the way. This handbag, here they don't call it handbag, they call it purse. If you leave your handbag, let's say you forget it on the bus, guess what? They will pick it up for you. The bus, whoever, the driver or whoever, they'll keep it for you. So if you go to the bus or the train, if you forget your purse, your handbag in the train, you will still find it. Okay, now let me give you a story. My friend lost his wallet. He dropped his wallet. Okay, so when he dropped his wallet, I think a Hispanic guy, Mexican guy, he found that wallet. Guess what? I don't know how he tried to. No, the wallet had his ID. So he wrote him a note. He sent it to his address because the ID has your address. He sent it. He said, "Hey, I have your wallet, and this is my telephone number. You can call me." His wallet had $800. Yes. So this stranger picked his wallet. He got his address. He wrote him a letter, sent it to his address. So my friend found a letter. He was like, "Oh my God, this person is he couldn't believe it." So he called the guy. He's like, "Hey, do you have my wallet?" Yeah. He said, "It had money, and I didn't touch. Your money is intact. Everything was intact." And we're talking about 3 weeks later. Some people can be honest, yes. And a lot of times you forget. Like one time I went to the restaurant, I was buying food. I was with my kids. I bought food. We ate at the restaurant, and my phone was right there by the counter, by the cashier. I left it on top there. So many people came, paid, and left. A lot of people came in the restaurant, and nobody touched my phone. So at the end, when we left the restaurant, we got in the car, and I said to my son, "Darren, where's my phone?" And he said, "I don't know, I haven't seen yours." So I went back to the restaurant, and guess what? My phone was still there. And we're talking about an hour later. So here, you lose something, you forget it. People can be honest. Not all of them, as I said, not 100%. We've heard of weird, crazy cases. But 90% of the time, people can be very, very, very honest. Yeah. Tips. By the way, Americans and tips. Just be sure if you're a hairdresser and you're braiding somebody's hair, they'll tip you. At the end of braiding somebody hair, Americans, let's say you are charging them $100, they'll tip you $20, or you're charging them maybe $150 for the braids. They'll tip you. Like me, when I'm doing my cornrows, usually I pay $100 to do my cornrows, yeah, the lines. So after, I don't know if I tip, I don't tip, but I'm supposed to. Americans, by the way, they love tipping. If you eat in a restaurant, they tip all the time. Tip, 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 tip. As I said, I'm an Uber driver. Every time after my Uber ride, most people, they tip. You make more on tips. And especially like when I'm doing Uber and I'm delivering food, you make more on tip. These people can tip. Oh, yes. Tip, tip. And actually, most of the places, they have a certain percentage. Like you can tip up to this. You cannot, they give you a percentage, like tip this percentage or tip this percentage. So you pick the percentage you want to tip. Yeah. Another thing is, I'm trying to look on my little book here. I like to cheat. I'm those kind of student that used to pass some little notes with the answers, and the little note will go through the whole class, copying the answer. So when you fail, all of you will fail. Oh, by the way, when you lose your credit card in this country, let's say you lose your credit card, you lose your wallet, so you call the bank, and some money was already, somebody had made a withdrawal already on your card, or somebody had already used your credit card, the bank will pay you. Yeah. So let's say you lose your card and somebody uses, whoever gets your card uses, let's say they spend the money on your card or your credit card, the bank will pay you that money. You're not responsible. When you lose it, and as long as you report it in 90 days, let's say you lose your card and then you call your bank and the money somebody had already spent your money, the bank will pay you everything. Yes, guys. Me, these are the things I look at them, I'm like, oh, I wish they can happen somewhere. I know. Satisfaction guarantee, we have talked about that. Like, they really care about them being satisfied. And by the way, here they really care about reviews. Even when you buy clothes, they like to tell you, by the way, take this survey. And especially a shop like Burlington, a store like Burlington, I've seen that a lot in Burlington. Every time you shop, they will tell you, oh, this is survey, take a survey. They like you to be satisfied. Even when I go to the pharmacy, they will send me a message, were you satisfied with our service? Every time, everywhere you go, they want to send you a survey every time, for you to take a survey and rate them. You give them review, because here they go by reviews. Let me tell you, in this country, you can look at reviews and tell what kind of a place, because here they like to leave reviews a lot. So if I want to know, let's say I'm looking for a school for my son, or I'm looking for a certain service, or a restaurant, I would just look at the reviews. If the reviews are bad, not all of them, I don't trust all of them, but most of the reviews will tell you. Let's say I'm buying something on Amazon, I'll just look at the reviews. If the reviews are not very good, I'm not buying. So here they really want you to be very satisfied in almost all the services, I am telling you. Yes. Another thing is, like here when you call 911 service, be assured the 911 will be there in 6 minutes, guys. That one, I think I've talked about that some other time. Yes, here, I'm telling you, the 911 service will come very quickly. What else have I not talked about? I think that's all. I've talked about everything. And I am not gonna go any further, because I think I've talked about almost, I've covered. And if I forget something, I'll come back and tell you guys. So you have a good one. May God bless you. May God meet all your heart desires. Please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel.